Hi guys, welcome back to another episode. I'm Andrea.
And I'm Morgan, and this is Opinionated Moms.
Okay, we have some topics to talk about, so let's run us through it.
Okay. Um, well, first of all, Love is Blind is still in the news. I
Is
don't
it?
I don't know why, but it
Yeah.
is. Okay, so Monica did an interview.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Wait, Monica, she did? With
yeah, she did an
who?
interview. I don't remember, but I will link it down below.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm over here like taking notes.
I have to find the exact link because I saw it a couple days ago. But she did an interview and it was pretty lengthy. They asked her several questions where she
Hmm.
basically said there was more to the Joey stuff. It wasn't just, how in the reunion she basically was like, I just felt like he didn't love me, blah 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 blah. It was more than that.
Yeah.
Joey, not only did he flirt with Madison when the whole cast met up for the first time during filming, but afterwards,
Hmm.
he was talking to Sara. And okay, so here's the thing. Monica and Joey both said
Hmm.
that okay, how to explain it? Monica and Ben were each other's number two, and Joey and Sara
Hmm.
were each other's number two. And then obviously it ended up Joey and
Hmm.
Monica and Ben and Sara. So after
Yeah.
filming,
Yeah.
Joey continued his relationship with Sara, and they were really good friends. Now, during filming,
Mm.
Monica kept asking him, like, why are you talking to Sara so much? You guys seem really close. She also asked Sara about it. Sara, of course, like at this point, all the girls are friends, like they're locked in, right? And so
Yeah.
Sarah's telling her, like, there's nothing to worry about. So Monica is believing her because that's her friend.
Hmm.
Fast forward
Right.
after filming, Sara and Joey became very, very close. Monica's like, they're definitely dating. I don't talk to Sara anymore. She shut me out, blah, 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 blah. So Joey then responded a few days later. He, where was he at? I saw it on Us Weekly, but I'm not sure if it was
Hmm.
his podcast
Yeah.
or if he was on another podcast, where he basically
Yeah.
said, that is correct. Sara was my number two, but we're not dating.
Yeah.
They did talk about dating and they went on several dates, but they're not in a relationship. So he's saying he doesn't
But so
understand why
rumors.
Monica's hurt.
Okay, wait, but there are rumors circulating that Sarah and Joey are dating, right?
Yeah, because they went out on several dates, but Joey says they are not in a relationship. They talked about it, they were gonna do it, but then they decided it was best to just stay friends. So they're not in a
For
relationship.
now.
But they dated, they went on dates, they tried.
How do you feel about that? Like with Monica, basically Monica during season looked like a crazy person when she was like, "Why are you so close with her?" Do you feel like Joey's in the right to be so close to to Sarah during that time? Is it just part of how the process works?
No, I think
Or
it's
do you feel like he was
weird.
crossing the line?
I think when you are in that situation, I think it's best to just not be close to the other cast members.
Yeah.
Now, if it doesn't work out with whoever you picked and you want to go after another one, then like whatever. Um,
Hmm.
the reason I say it's whatever is because like in reality, none of you really know each other. Like I know in past seasons, like
Yeah.
some of the girls have been like, that was my best friend. Girl, that's not your best friend. You met her at the same time as him. Like, calm down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Well, I love it when the girls are like, "Oh my gosh, how could you do this to me? Like, that's my best friend. How could you pin us against each other?" And I'm like, "Best friends? Like, you guys have just met each other here. We know our
yeah,
whole life story." And I'm like, "You guys have known each other for like 8 days. Like, that's your
yeah,
best friend. Like, that's your friend." Like, but yeah, no,
it's
that's
wild.
interesting. Um, I can't say I'm surprised. I feel like a lot of these cast members after filming, when you have interest in one of them, they're gonna go after it a little bit and see what happens. It sucks. I like Monica, but I can't say I'm surprised if I'm being honest. And now we know how Joey really feels. It's like he never saw Monica like that. Of course he's gonna go after Sarah, and now they're just friends. So I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Shady.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to the good stuff, the Housewives stuff. Oh, just a quick little thing. Jen Shah, your
Yeah.
favorite person, she is going to be
Ugh.
released November 3rd, 2026. So, and yeah,
Already?
her time
I
was,
don't want to ever see her again.
I think her sentence was reduced like two or three times. So, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's,
Um,
do you think she'll be back on Salt Lake?
I mean, I don't see why not. They brought Teresa back.
Yeah, but Teresa wasn't scamming like the elder, like
I mean, I
she
don't
just
know.
didn't.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I
Okay.
don't
All
know.
right.
I mean,
What
I
else?
don't really have an opinion, honestly, if they bring her back or not.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't
Um,
want her back, but just
yeah. Okay. So let's talk about, okay, so I'm gonna insert a clip here for you guys. Watch it first.
kidding.
Last night was interesting.
On a lot of levels.
On a lot of levels, guys.
Yep. Should we start off in the suite?
First of all,
Yeah.
we're all the closest with Sutton. The three of us.
Yeah.
And love her. So I think I need you guys to be open-minded and not just be like, only think about what her perspective.
Okay.
Think about my perspective too. It feels like everyone wants to blame me for everything. Neither one of them opened their mouths the entire time, even though they're both closer with Sutton.
I think this is going to be weird. In Sutton's story, you're the hero. So she wants you to come and save the day, right? And so when you say silent, it feels like that's a pattern.
None of us said anything. Why am I being singled out here? My God.
Because I think when you don't do it, it hurts more.
But why?
That's a question for Sutton. I love Sutton. We have a really great friendship. But it's like the standards for Kyle are different for the standards of everybody else. And the other night, she chose Kyle. So this is something that I have to decide if it's going to affect our friendship. And you know what? It's something that I have to think about.
So basically, it's a sneak peek for tonight's episode or tomorrow's episode. Sorry, today is
Tomorrow.
Monday.
Mhm.
But anyway, it's a sneak peek. Garcelle, Kyle, and Jennifer are sitting by the pool and they are talking about what happened on the boat with Sutton. Okay, so
Mhm.
just to backtrack, I'm pretty sure I already said this, but I completely agree with everything everybody was saying to Sutton. She does
Same.
do everything that they said that she does. And I completely 100% support Garcelle in not taking up for her in that moment.
Mhm.
Because whether or not
Mhm.
you agree with Garcelle and Sutton, in the moment, what everybody was saying about Sutton is true. She does do those things. And she does
Mhm.
lack
But
accountability.
the only thing is, yes, but the only reason why Garcelle didn't step in to defend Sutton is because the night before Sutton didn't like kind of have Garcelle's back when Garcelle went after Kyle,
Correct?
and then Garcelle waited to make sure at the boat to see if Kyle was going to stand up for Sutton, and she didn't. So I feel like Garcelle would have stood up for Sutton, but she was hurt from the night before, and she's trying to prove that Kyle isn't a good friend to Sutton. So I feel like Garcelle should just tell Sutton and Kyle, I'm jealous of your guys' friendship. Like Sutton has some sort of loyalty to Kyle that if you want to call that loyalty, by the way, like
Weird.
poof,
I think it's
I don't
more
want
of
that
an
kind of friend ever in
obsession,
my
like
life.
it's like an obsession infatuation, not really like loyalty.
Because
Your problem is basically that you
exactly,
don't think that Garcelle is really holding Sutton accountable for her behavior. You think that Garcelle was just hanging her out to dry because you feel like Sutton hung Garcelle out to dry.
yeah, I do. I do. And I believe Garcelle is a good friend. I do believe that because I feel like she defends Sutton like I've never seen her defend another housewife defend someone so much like her. And I don't understand why because Sutton puts herself in these situations and then she's always saying like, "Oh my gosh, like you guys started it. You guys have never liked me." But
Yeah,
she's came
but
in from
that's
the
my
very beginning.
point.
She started
That was
stuff.
my point before, and I know that like our viewers disagree with us when we say we don't
Don't agree.
when we say we don't like her. But that's my point is that I feel like she's so far up Sutton's behind that like
Hmm.
she can't see
Hmm.
straight. And I'm like, why are you so focused on Sutton and what Sutton is or
I
is not
know.
doing. You should be focused on standing up for yourself, like live your own life. Because the way that Garcelle
Hmm.
is on Sutton is how Sutton is on Kyle. And it's not
Yep.
returned. So it's like, girl, like what are
Yeah.
you doing? Like it's not even that I don't like Garcelle, to be quite honest. It's just more so of like I want her to like wake up and like see what's happening.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I want you
Yeah.
to stand on your own 2 feet. Like she could very well be the star of the show, but we don't know because all we see is her with
Hmm.
Sutton. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
I agree.
what they were talking about in the clip, because I feel like we got so far off.
Sorry.
But
That
what
was
they
on
were
me.
talking about in the clip, um, Garcelle was basically saying like, Kyle, Sutton is angry with you for not sticking up for her. And then Garcelle says, you should stick up for her. You need to say, you need to do. And Jennifer and Garcelle are like, yep, that needs to happen. And Kyle is like, all three of us are close to her, and none of us stuck up for her in that situation. How come it
Hmm.
has to be me? Which is a
Exactly.
very valid question. Now, I was reading the comments
Yeah.
on this particular clip, and
Oh God, I don't know
I
if I want
went
to
and
read
like
those comments.
I read like all the comments, and they were like, yeah, because Kyle, you're a horrible friend. You do need to stand up for her. And I'm like, again, why is it Kyle's responsibility? Whether or not Kyle has been a good friend to Sutton or not is not what's at question. What's at question is
Yeah,
Sutton's behavior to multiple people, specifically Dorit, Kyle, and Erica.
exactly.
And why does it have to be Kyle to tell Sutton anything? Like, there's a
Yeah.
whole group of women right here. Like, I'm so
This is what I don't understand. And this is where I'm like, are we like are we so like out of touch with reality that Sutton puts herself in these situations, yet it's Kyle's responsibility to take her out of it, defend her, have her back, speak up for her, when Sutton herself has been an awful friend to Kyle? Like, I don't understand. And
and
Jennifer
she's been
Tilly
talking
and Garcelle are much close.
mad-ish the whole time about Kyle,
Yeah.
Morgan, Mauricio, like crazy.
Yeah, and it's Kyle's job to defend Sutton in that moment when the women are pointing out facts. And Sutton's like, this is a pile-on, I'm not going to take it. It's like, it's not a pile-on. How come everyone else, when this is what's super annoying about Sutton? She says, there, number one, sisterhood. Number two, there's no running away. Number three, there's no storming off. You got to handle like a big girl. But when it's done to her, she does all those three things. Like, she just takes off. She's like, I've had enough. This is too mean. But she likes it when it's done on other women when it's not on her about
Yeah.
her. Does that
So
make sense?
I've seen
I
comments,
don't.
I agree. I've seen comments where people are like, "Oh, Kyle always runs away." And I'm like, "What do you mean always?" I can't remember. Am I crazy? But I don't remember several times where Kyle has run away. I feel like Kyle always argues to the end. Even when she gets uncomfortable, she might cry, she might take a break,
Yeah.
but I don't remember her actually just getting
Mhm.
up and like leaving, except for recently with the robe thing.
Yeah. I think there's been several times where she feels. I think there's been times where Kyle. I feel like if I'm remembering correctly, she has ran away, but it's been after a while where like the fight's been already going, and she's like, I've had enough. Like, there's no more.
Mhm.
There's no more. Um. You know what? It just made me think. I feel like one person on that franchise who doesn't run away ever is Erica.
Yeah, she
And
stays.
they will like literally eat her alive, and she stays until the very end. And I feel personally that she always stands up. She always like stays with her head held high at the very end,
Hmm.
which I don't feel like any of the other ladies have done. Like including Kyle, honestly. Um, but yeah, that clip, ugh, I'm not excited because I just don't understand the double standard. I don't understand. You want Kyle to defend Sutton's horrible actions to prove that Kyle is a good and loyal friend to Sutton?
They think it's
Why?
Kyle's
Why?
job to
And
talk to all the
when does
women.
Sutton and when does Sutton stand up to Garcelle to defend Kyle? I
Girl.
mean, they're always plotting against Kyle. Like the way that it just makes me like see red because just this show's so dumb.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
hate this franchise. You know, I'm so
it's a lot.
addicted. Let's
It's a
like
lot.
I always tell myself I want to stop watching, but I can't. I'm too addicted.
Okay,
But
I'm
yeah,
gonna
it's a good clip.
segue us into
Mm,
Atlanta with this next one. So I probably should have started with this one. Oh, is that
Yeah.
your new cup?
Yeah. Isn't she cute?
It
Okay,
is
anyway.
really cute.
All right, talk about Atlanta.
Oh, Quinn just got a Stanley cup. It's purple
Ooh.
with like pink accents. She loves it. She's obsessed.
Oh, I love that for her. You're gonna see the
Um,
picture.
okay, so Atlanta, Kandi did an interview recently. And I have the clip. I will insert it here.
Love how you support your friends. Can you give us your opinion on why Portia hasn't supported Shamea's new song like everyone else on her page? She hasn't? You saying on her show or in her story? Did she post it in her story? Nothing. Okay, what I think. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. What I think is that they had some issues during the season and they really don't mess with each other like that right now, but they doing the fake I'm messing with, like if they're in the same room or in front of the cameras, or if or people are doing press, they're like, oh yeah, that's my girl, blah, blah, knowing they ain't messing with each other right now. So, yes.
So then post it if we faking it.
Well,
So you make it.
yeah, I guess she ain't gonna fake it that much. It's crazy being on a show together. I'm not saying they're doing anything wrong, because it's weird, because you're not supposed to give away any future dramas that's happening in the season.
That's what someone's doing.
You are told not to give away the season, correct? You know that. So it's kind of their job to allow people to believe what they want until they see whatever falling outs or whatever happens during the season. Understand what I'm saying?
I guess she's done.
I don't know. To be honest with you, I do not ask if I see Portia, I don't ask her about the show or the drama that's happening, because especially when it comes to Shamea, because I know that's like a weird thing, that was her friend first and then she became my friend. So I don't even bring that up, because I don't want to be in the midst of, I wasn't even there. I don't want to be in the middle of that. So I don't ask them questions about what's happening there. I mean, of course, if a blind man can see that it's something happening, but you just don't want to be in the middle of it or have an opinion on the drama. You know what I mean? So I don't ask that. I just try to have a good time. Like the moments I see them, it's normally when we with our other friends, and I always try to make it a fun moment.
She said they asked her
Mm-hmm.
about Portia and Shamea. Now, I don't 100% remember what the question was, but it was something to the effect of, are they actually friends, or are they okay, or something along those lines about their friendship.
Like Shamea and Portia.
Shamea and Portia.
Yeah, okay.
And Kandi was like, I'm cool with both of them. Like, we actually hang out and have mutual friends. And obviously, they're not allowed to give away things on the show that are happening, because they
Yeah.
are on the show, but Kandi is not on the show. And she basically said that Portia and Shamea are pretending to be friends because they are not friends in real life. So they are pretending on social media to be friends so they don't give it away. But by the end of the season, they will not be friends. That's what Kandi said. That was pretty much what she said. So again, I insert the clip so you guys can see it. But yeah, that was pretty much her point. She was like, they're not really cool, but they're pretending to be cool so they don't give it away. And I want to know why.
What? That's gonna be so sad to
Yeah.
watch.
Now there has
Oh
been a
my
lot of
gosh.
stuff going on, like little things, like where Shamea put out a song and like all the housewives got the song except for Portia. And so a lot of people were like, how come like you're not posting about Shamea's song? You guys are supposed to be best friends. And Portia's like, I haven't heard the song, but everybody else heard the song. And it's like, how come you weren't at this event? And it's like, well, I wasn't invited. So oh
Oh
no,
no, that makes me
girl.
so sad.
It does
I
make
don't
me
want to
sad.
see like a friendship of so long, and it just makes me think, because they were hanging out when Portia was married to Simon. So like they were all hanging out as a couple. So like what happened? Like I'm like, oh no, that's gonna make me so sad. So freaking sad. Okay, and do we have more headlines or can we talk about Atlanta?
No, no, no. Go
Like
ahead.
this episode. All right, so overall thoughts, I did post on our threads that so this episode was kind of like, like
Yeah.
it wasn't bad. What I did like, if I'm being honest, was when the women were starting to open up of like just like motherhood, their journey in that aspect. Shamea's story with her daughter, her little one, it really just tugs on my heartstrings. Um, it's just crazy what she's going through, and then she's still trying to get pregnant. So for our audience, if you guys don't know, basically her youngest daughter has a lot of health issues. And then Shamea couldn't get pregnant naturally. So they did use a surrogate. And so it's just really nice for them to talk about these issues
Yeah.
along with Kelly. When she talks about, I didn't know about the health issues with one of her daughters too, like that foundation that
It's
she
three of
is.
them, three of her daughters.
Yeah, it's crazy. And seeing her do it as a single mom, honestly, I kudos to her. I really do like Kelly's story personally. I feel
Mm.
like it's so relatable. I feel like so many women can just see a single mom work really hard, find the success, and still raising beautiful children. Um, yeah, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I was a single mom for 6 years, so
Yeah.
it is very difficult. I did not become a millionaire while being a single
Yet,
mom.
yet.
Yet. But yeah, it is really hard and you go through a lot. And I was a single parent, okay? And by
Hmm.
that I mean there was no co-parenting. Like my daughter didn't
Hmm.
go every other weekend. That she was just with me
Hmm.
all the time.
Yeah. It's not.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, it is hard. And I have a friend who is a single parent. She has 4 children and by the same person. Just want to make
Oh,
that clear.
okay.
And then they broke up. So
Mm-hmm.
now she's a single parent. He is involved, but not 50-50, I
Mm-hmm.
would say. And three,
Mm-hmm.
two of her children are autistic, and one of them, up until
Wow.
very recently, was nonverbal. So it's a
Oh
lot.
gosh.
It's a lot. And
That's a
her
lot.
kids are like stair step, so there's like a year and a half, 2 years between each of them, so they're all very close in age. So yeah, I
Oh
know
wow.
it's a lot just for any single parent, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Life is just
Yeah.
hard, just
Yeah.
parenting in general. So, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I like
Yeah.
Kelly. I like her story, and I feel like if she would just dial it back a little bit with the dramatics, she could probably be like one of my favorites on Atlanta.
I agree. And how did you feel with that? Like, I thought it was like a weird lunch in with Portia and
Yeah.
her. Um, like it felt so fake, if I'm being honest. Like Portia was like, "What's good, girl?" And like Kelly is like, I get it. Like Kelly's like, "I'm looking at you with side eye," because she's like, "I don't know you like that." And it's funny, Portia's like ordering a drink, and she's like, "I'm not having a drink." And I was like, "Ooh." But like, I don't really feel like Portia didn't talk to her about this her status with Simon, or they didn't show it on camera, and I felt like things were just kind of like brushed away and like, okay, we're gonna
That's how
pretend to
I
like
feel
make up
too.
and like we like each other. And it
Yeah.
was like you guys didn't get deep at all. Like this felt forced. Like it
I
didn't
feel
feel
like they
genuine.
either talked about it already another time and it just wasn't filmed,
Mm,
or they were just like forced to have that lunch and they really didn't want to. So Portia was just like, okay, girl, like we cool, blah, 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 blah.
yeah,
But I feel like me personally, if I were Portia, I'd be pissed. And Kelly and I we'd have to have a little more of a talking because like, what you mean you went to my best friend talking about me and my marriage?
yeah. And Kelly was like,
Girl.
"That's not how the energy that I was coming with." And it was like,
And that was definitely the energy that it came with.
yeah, you guys were talking a lot of ish with, I get it. You guys were girl chatting, but with Portia's like best friend. So it's kind of like, how are you not surprised to get back to her? Um, And then how did you feel when Drew was in the studio and Kenya? Oh gosh, I love Kenya. Kenya, Cynthia out here, she's trying a bunch of new hairdos. I'm kind of into her kind of experimenting with her style. But what'd you think of that scene when at the studio when they're like, "Where's Dennis? Where's Dennis?" And she's like, "Huh? What? Oh yeah, he's supposed."
I am a Drew fan with as far as her music. Like I actually like her music.
Oh yeah.
Okay, like
Um,
I went and listened to it. I thought it was gonna be trash, but I was like,
no,
this
she's
is good.
good. She's good. And I have loved her since Step Up because she was on Step Up
Yeah.
and I was a huge Channing Tatum and Jenna Dawn fan. So when she first came on to Atlanta, I was like so excited. I just feel like Drew has a problem with telling the truth sometimes, but she's got a
She does.
great voice, amazing voice. I really hope she pops off because
Yeah.
she's good. She's really good at singing.
Yeah, I
Um,
love Drew.
but yeah, okay, sorry, you were saying.
I think Kenya and Angela and Cynthia are good people for Drew to be talking to. I feel like they were very direct with her.
Yeah.
They came, see,
Yep.
I feel like without all the extra drama, Kenya is very much me in that situation. Like that's exactly
Mm,
how I would approach like how Cynthia was like, "Well, let's get some champagne." Girl, don't nobody care about no champagne. I'm trying to talk to you about Dennis. Like
yeah.
that is me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I love how they approached
Yeah.
her. Like she was just like, "Girl, you being talked about like a whore." The way she
Mm.
said it, a
And
whore.
then Cynthia, she's like, maybe a hoe. She's like, but a whore? I was like,
Yeah,
no,
a
no whore.
whore. Because
I
that is how
agree.
they're talking about her. So I mean, I don't think there's anything going on between Drew and Dennis. That's my personal
I
opinion.
don't think so either. I don't think so
I think
either.
Drew, when she says that, like, oh, he's my angel on earth, I think she just means that, like,
Cringy. It's so cringy.
I think she just means like that he helps her with her music and helped it come to life,
Yeah.
not anything else. I don't think
Yeah. No, I get that. And I really did like how all the girls kept it real with her. I appreciated that. Um, and Brit, does she kind of remind you of Nicki Minaj in a
Oh
way?
my God, I literally wrote that down. I was like, that is who she reminds me of, is Nicki Minaj. It's the very nasally, whatever nose job she had is like, we,
Brit.
we gotta go back
It's for
in.
me, it's when she had like the like light nude pink lipstick and how she talks a little bit.
Because
I
she
was
holds
like,
her
I feel
lip
like
like she goes, like that.
yeah, yes. I'm like, it's totally giving Nicki Minaj vibes a little bit. Um, and honestly, I forgot about her part because I didn't really care for it.
She had
Um,
dinner with her like in-laws, her sister-in-law and
sister, yeah,
husband and the kids, and she told her she told her story about her dad and how her mom didn't get the life insurance money, and
oh,
that's what
that's right.
propelled her to open her business, and how she doesn't talk to her sisters anymore now because of the business.
Yeah.
They're not close anymore, and that's
Yeah,
really
no,
sad.
I remember that. His sister seems really cool.
Yeah.
Like I liked her vibes. I liked her vibes. All right, now what about for the main event? How did you feel? First of all, the whole Angela and Shamea thing, I was kind of like, I didn't realize they were gonna go that hard for what? I don't understand. I really don't understand.
I mean, I would be
But it was
mad if
kind of
I was
funny.
Shamea. So I understood her anger because
But
if I
why was
was
Angela upset?
she's upset because Shamea is upset with her and telling her that she did something wrong. That's why she's
Like
upset.
Angela, this is how the show works. You got to call people out because if they don't, then they don't have anything to talk about.
Yeah.
Um, but Shamia was so funny. Like she's so fast and she has like these like little witty one-liners.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm guessing on Shamia's side.
Oh yeah, I'm on Shamea's side because if I
Me
was
too.
Shamea, I would be upset with how Angela came at her at the workout with them and Drew. It was very much
Mhm.
Angela was very much Drew's spokesperson for sure. And she wouldn't even let Shamea get a word out, which was why Shamea was pissed in the
Yeah,
first place. And then the way she
yeah,
approached her this episode was just the same energy. She didn't even really get her sentence out. She was like, well, you were Drew's spokesperson or you were her mouthpiece or whatever she used. Now, granted, the way Shamea said it was rude.
Mm-hmm.
However,
Mm-hmm.
Angela just immediately went on like a tangent. So like she doesn't even know why
Yeah.
she feels that way. There was no explanation. There is no hearing each other. And then she called her Flavor Flav, which I mean, she explained the reference, but she was like, "Well, you're Portia's
Yeah.
man." I was like, "I know you know it's giving Garcelle and Bose arguing about being Sutton and Dorit's
Yes,
hyphen.
I could see that.
It's the
I could see
exact
that.
same thing. It's like
I could see that. But you know what made me laugh is at the end when Shamea goes up to Drew and Drew and Shamea, like they're like, we're cool, we're good. Like we got like we're and Drew's like, yeah, yeah. I'm like, Angela, why are you so like you have nothing to worry about? Like
she's
literally this
taking it
isn't
as a
even like your
personal
business.
insult, and I feel like this is her little bit of drama that she's holding on to. But
Yeah.
honestly, from the first episode, I thought Angela could come in with that Kandi energy because to me, Kandi was the person who she was very calm in every situation unless somebody directly came to her.
Provoked her. Yeah.
Yeah, and you would have to really provoke her for Kandi to go off.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like otherwise
Mm-hmm.
she would just
Yeah.
every time Kandi was like, I ain't got time for you. I got 17 businesses. And I was like, yes, girl, I
Yeah.
miss Kandi.
I just want to say, and I just want to say about Angela, I really feel like if I was a housewife, when it comes to the realness of how hot it is, I would be Angela. Because did you see Angela at the event for Kelly? Literally, Angela was like inside the I would say the restaurant, inside the event. She was like, whoo! She's like, I forgot my fan. And she was like, I'm so hot. And I'm like,
Girl, I'm
you're
trying.
hot
I
all
think
the
she's
time.
going, first of all, I think she's going through menopause, low key. And second of all,
Oh,
it
okay.
is hot in Atlanta. I do not know how to stress that.
Oh,
It is so effing hot.
but see, I appreciate seeing someone who's actually like, oh crap, like I'm melting, like she looks
Yes.
beautiful head to toe, like her outfit, her makeup, her hair, everything. But she's like, whoo! She's like everything's sliding off. And I'm like,
Yes.
that's the realness. But when I look at Portia, I'm like, and I look at Drew and like Kenya, I'm like, they always look so beautiful
No,
all
I
the
never
time. I'm
knew
like,
how
it's
girls
just
did it,
me.
honestly, because when I lived in Atlanta for those 3 years and I would go outside, all I had on my face was lotion. Okay. I just have lotion on. I am sweating.
It
If
was
I
that
have
hot.
sunglasses
Yeah.
on, the sunglasses are like I can't take it. So no,
And I can remember, do you wear contacts or no?
no, I just hope for the best when I don't,
Oh,
when I don't have them on.
yeah. No, 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 yeah. But so this episode, it was entertaining. I wanted more drama, but we'll see what happens next week.
I
And
mean,
so I know that we
this
talked a little.
season, sorry, this season is the lowest rated so far, so I'm not expecting too much.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, next week's episode, it looks like Kenya is about to kind of like get a little heated and activated. So I'm super
Yeah.
excited about that. Excited, but a little sad because I know what's coming. But just to kind of wrap things up with Beverly Hills, I know we kind of talked on it a little bit. Did you feel that the women were too mean to Sutton,
I don't think
or
anybody
was
was
it
mean to
deserved?
Sutton. I feel like they took turns speaking. It wasn't a gang up. I feel like the group of women in Atlanta when Portia went after Drew at Shamea's birthday party,
Hmm.
I feel like the way everybody
Yeah,
chimed in and how they were all yelling, I feel like that was more aggressive than how the women spoke to Sutton on the boat. They were one at a time. They were talking one at a time. They were calm. They were just saying whatever they needed to say. Nobody was screaming. The only person screaming was Sutton. So
I know,
I'm not understanding.
literally.
Right. I don't get it. Um,
Um, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I know the reunion's coming up, so honestly, I just can't wait for the season to end. And now to end things, we kind of not kind of, we did ask not too long ago on one of our reels topics that we wanted you guys to just, that you wanted us to discuss. So we were going to bring up a few of these. Um and some of you guys asked about marriage topics to share like a funny story. Um, so I guess I can go first. I'm about to expose myself, okay? And my husband's not going to care because it doesn't really like affect him. But before we started, no, when we started dating, actually. So we hadn't had the talk yet of I'm about to expose myself. I'm like over here like sweating.
Because
Um,
you guys were dating like in high school, right? Or
no, in college. So we were 19. We were 19 when we started dating. And one of our first dates, he took me to a movie, actually to go see Avatar. We had dinner first, and then we went to go watch the movie. And Avatar, you already know it's really long.
yeah.
Um, After I ate, I don't know what I ate that day. My stomach was hurting so bad, Morgan. And I wasn't comfortable yet passing gas or telling him that I needed to go number two. So I didn't tell him that my stomach was hurting me at all. And basically, we were watching the movie, and that entire time, my stomach was literally screaming. Like, and it's, when it gets quiet in the theater and it's like, and he's like, "Are you okay?" And it's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." I started sweating profusely because I was like, "I'm gonna pass out over here. I can't take it." I, I mean, so to make a long story short, I barely remember the movie because I was like, I was in such panic mode. I went to the restroom and I basically had like a whole full on, attack in the restroom. I don't want to say it. And then shortly after that, he was like, "Oh, we should get in we both sat in the car," and he goes, "We should just fart." And I was like, "What?" He goes, "Let's just get this over with now. Like, let's just like I'll fart and then you fart and then we can get this over with, okay?" My husband and I, we passed gas. All that stuff. So he passed gas and I couldn't because I was like, I'm too nervous. I can't just like fart on command. I can't. I don't know if you can, but
No.
that was that was a awful freaking time where it just ruined it for me. But anyways, that's my story. What's
You
yours?
are Shamea.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Oh yeah, I have a story there, but that's for another day.
Oh my
Um,
God.
it's really bad. It's worse than Shamea's story. I'm telling you. It
God.
takes the cake.
I'm
Okay, but
scared.
tell us yours.
Oh man, I don't know. I don't know if I have a funny story like that. I don't know. I feel like Nick and I had a very regular, uneventful courtship.
Okay, but okay,
Um,
what about anything random.
okay, well, I can tell you that, okay, so for our second date, Bad Boys 3 came out.
Okay.
It had just come out, and so he was like, I really want to go see Bad Boys 3. Like
Hmm.
so we had already, yeah, we went on our first date, we went to brunch, and and then he was like, I want to go see Bad Boys 3, like, do you want to go? And then there was like a restaurant attached to the movie theater. So he was like, we
Hmm.
can do that. And I was like, okay, cool. So we go to the theater and like the previews are playing. And he's like, oh, I'm so excited. It's like one of my favorite movies of all time. He's so hype, right?
Okay.
And I'm
Uh-huh.
like, oh, yeah, it's going to be great. I've never seen Bad Boys. He was like, yeah, it just came out.
Yeah.
What do you mean? And I was like, no, like I've never seen Bad Boys. And he
Oh
was
wow.
like, what do you mean? He was
You
pissed
hadn't
the
seen.
entire movie because I hadn't seen Bad Boys 1 and 2. So he was like, you don't get any of the jokes. This isn't funny for you. You know what? We have to go watch Bad Boys 1 and 2. He talks about it the entire movie. So that solidified our third date. I went to his apartment and we watched Bad Boys 1 and 2 because he would,
One and two after you watched the third one.
after I watched the third one, I was like,
Af-
the movie makes
I
sense.
can.
He was like, no, it
Yeah.
doesn't. You
Yeah.
don't get it.
That's
So,
funny. I can understand that. I feel like my husband's kind of that way too, where like he doesn't like to watch movies out of order. Like if he hasn't seen like one and two, but the third one's out on theater right now, he's like, no, I gotta watch one and two before I can see the third one. But he didn't know, and you didn't tell him,
yeah.
so that's funny. But yeah, we'll be doing a little bit more of these as we do more episodes. But that will be it for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. And next week's episode will be a fun one because we're going to talk all things motherhood and just really just no topic is off limit for this next episode. But thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, save, like, share, and thank you so much.
And don't forget to follow us on all the things, Instagram, TikTok, Threads. You guys are kicking our booties over there on TikTok and
Yeah.
Threads, but we love it. So keep it coming, and we'll see you guys next week.
All right, bye.